So your MyoChill seems to be leaking. There's a few reasons why this could be, but the most common is you haven't quite put the washers in the correct place. So for the first bit, it's on the YouTube tutorial, is you have to place the white washer in before connecting the top tap, and then you gently hand tighten, which will then make it nice and waterproof. Also, with your pump connectors, they come with the rubber washer outside of the plastic connector. So if you screw this on without the rubber washer, it will drip and leak. So make sure to place a small black washer inside before connecting. The final piece is, some of you will have attached our quick release end onto your ice bath. The end that screws in to our MyoFreeze and MyoIce Elite needs some of the white PTFT tape wrapped around it 3 to 4 times before screwing into your ice bath to create a nice watertight seal. If you don't do this, you will see dripping happening. Hopefully that helps. So you're having issues with your MyoChill and it doesn't seem to be chilling down to required temperature. First things first, I just want to make you aware that with the MyoChill, it is a mini chiller that we've developed for the mass market. So what that means is it does have the capability of going all the way down to the low temperatures, although sometimes in the year, especially in heat waves, it will struggle to get down to temperature. So please bear that in mind. If you find the temperature rising above 28, 29 degrees, be aware that the chiller will struggle to reach them low temperatures. But here are some troubleshooting things you can try to get the best out of your chiller. Firstly, we recommend putting your chiller and your ice bath in the shade for best practice. So the second thing I want you to try is to make sure that your chiller has sufficient airflow around the chiller. So what it does is it draws the heat from the water and disperses it out of the fans at the back. So if the fans are blocked or too close to a wall or fence, the heat will stay around the chiller and build up all the temperature within. You want it around 60 centimeters away to give good airflow behind the chiller. The other piece is we don't recommend putting it inside of a box, a plastic box, even with little cutout holes. This will become a greenhouse and obviously build up the temperature. To protect your chiller, we recommend it basically under a table or something with great airflow around it. So the next thing we want you to try, just to check that your chiller is working correctly, is to lower the temperature down from what you've set it. So I'll set the temperature down to 4 degrees. And then we want you to disconnect your pump. So unplug it from the back of your chiller. So now your pump will not be circulating the water into your ice bath. And now within 5 to 10 minutes, the chiller has gone down to the required temperature. You'll see it start ticking down gradually. This means that your chiller is working correctly. You should be able to feel some lukewarm air coming out of the fans at the back. But the main thing is you see this drop down. So what it's done is chilled the water within the little bucket inside. This shows that your chiller is working correctly. Now, when we plug the pump back into the back, what that will now do is start pulling the water from your big ice bath, and this water temperature will rise back up to the temperature in your tub. So the issue is not with the chiller. As I mentioned before, it could be with the ambient temperature, it could be with too large amount of water or a poorly insulated ice tub that is the issue. And again, it is a mini chiller, so there will be periods in the year, usually in the massive heat waves, as I say, 28, 29 degrees and above, it will struggle to get down. And please be aware as well, the final point, that if your water temperature when you're putting in your ice bath is at 22 degrees and it's chilling it down to 12 degrees, it is still chilling it, it's just not chilling it obviously to your desired temperature in that heat wave moment. So there's a problem with your MyoChill pump. This is a really rare issue, but it is a mini external pump and occasionally they can fail. If you're having a problem with the flow of water and it's still flowing, but the flow of water has dropped, usually this is to do with your filter housing and filter system. So this means that you need to change the filter cartridge and clean the system out, because what's happening is it's just blocking the flow of water. If your pump has totally stopped working, then please get in touch with our customer service team and say my pump is broken, and we'll quickly send a brand new pump out to reconnect, and that will resolve the issue. So your chiller is giving you a different reading to what your thermometer is saying the real water temperature is. This is a really easy fix and very rare, but let's say that your ice bath says that it is 5.5 degrees, but your chiller is saying that it's 3.5 degrees. So there's a 2-degree variant. To change this, we're going to the back end of the chiller, and how we do that is we hold the set button for 3 seconds, it will bring up a D, and we go down to CA. We then press the set button again, and as you can see, it's got 0 because they should be matched. But actually the chiller is 2 degrees less, so we want to do a +2 to change that up to the required temperature. We press set and we press reset, and as you can see, it is now 5.5 degrees, the same as our thermometer. You do the same in reverse. So if it was the other way round, you go -2 to get it to the correct temperature so it marries up with your water temperature. So your MyoChill is making a noise. Please be aware the MyoChill has fans operating within it to actually draw the heat away from your water. So it will be making a humming noise as it does this. Also, the pump will make a small vibration, but if this is making a loud squeal, this is because there's air locked within the pump. To alleviate this, you just take a hose pipe you filled your ice bath up with and you place it in the lowest outlet of your ice bath. This will then push water through this whole system, prime the pump and stop that noise from happening. If your chiller is rattling and making some noises, please make sure it's on a flat surface so that it's not at an angle where the fans might be catching the outer shell. But this should resolve the issue and your MyoChill will have a slight hum, but nothing extremely loud.